look at this holy tree. I can even see Billy walking through it. So good morning. It is day 7 of the Portuguese Camino. Just leaving Tui. It's the first full day of walking in Spain. So here we are in Oporino, something like that.
I think it's just Perino.
Oh, Perino.
No, there's not even those. Oh, it is Oporino.
Oporino. I have to confess, first impressions aren't that brilliant, but we're pushing on. A lot of people are staying here, but we're not. I realise that there is sometimes a temptation to just film the nice parts of the Camino path, but of course the Camino path isn't always nice. Sometimes you have to walk through industrial estates, along busy roads and suburbs like this, and that town, Oporino, however you pronounce it, was one of those places that just didn't do anything for me at all. Industrial, not particularly attractive. It's a big place with lots of albergues, but no, I wouldn't want to spend the night there. So happy to be pushing on. My other observation is that walking through northern Portugal, the towns, the villages seem to be more affluent. But I notice here in Spain the buildings maybe not quite as good quality. Don't know if that's just because of the way the path is taking, or if that's a general observation that's true about this region of Spain. Anyhow, I think we've got another 6 kilometers, 7 kilometers maybe to go before we stop and think about what we're going to do for the night. For some reason we have music playing here, but there's nothing here. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
You can have you can have a little dance if you want. Maybe they're playing music to encourage us on our way.
So man, I'm gonna pay this.
So here's the view from Moz, which is where we're spending the night. Nice little village up in the hills. And this is a reality of Camino pilgrim life.
Ring the clothes.
Yeah, when you get to your destination, you get a shower and then you wash your clothes for ready for the next day. And then you go to the bar and have a sangria or a beer or something similar. So I've had a nice long sleep and I thought I'd just have a little look at what's around. It's quite an attractive little spot, this village. On the hillside, nice views, nice little park, quiet, chilled. They've obviously spent quite a lot of money on this location fairly recently. It's a lovely wide open square here, but there is a photo inside this building in front of me which shows this building as a derelict ruin. So they've obviously brought it back to life and they've done a very good job of it. So here are those photos I was talking about. It's the building I'm in now. So they've done a really great job restoring it. Good morning everyone. It is day 8 of the Portuguese Camino and just left Mars about 50 minutes ago. Left at 6 a.m. this morning, so early start. Now the plan today was to push through to 31 kilometers to Pontevedra, but unfortunately Billy is not feeling well today. He's got a fever and really struggling, so he's not sure how far he can make it today. So I'm not sure what we'll do. Robert is some distance behind us because he was on a slightly different schedule. So this is part of the reality of Camino life. Everyone has their challenges on the path, physical challenges being one of the main ones. But it's nice to walk early in the morning when it's cool. Yesterday was very, very hot by midday, so lots of people were struggling with the heat.
It's like the English word veto.
Veto.
Veto. If you make a veto.
Oh yeah, veto.
Exactly the same, yeah. Almost
Okay.
the same.
We're going the same place. I think so.
So here we are in Pontevedra, which has lots of impressive, beautiful churches. Although that one has a lot of weeds growing on it. So good morning everyone. It's day 9 of the Portuguese Camino and I'm just leaving Pontevedra where I spent the night. Today is going to be a different day today because I'm actually leaving the central route and I'm going to be taking the spiritual route, which is an alternative route to Santiago. Hopefully it'll be a quieter route. Spiritual route also includes a 2-hour boat ride, but that's in a couple of days time. Unfortunately, however, Billy, who I'm travelling with, is not well. Came down with some sort of stomach bug or some other problem yesterday, and he managed to walk 13 kilometers, but that was as much as he can manage. And then he took a train into Pontevedra. Really hoped he'd be better today to carry on walking to do the spiritual route, but he's just not well enough. So really heartbreaking for him. I know he's really gutted, but he's decided to spend another day in Pontevedra. Hopefully that will give him more chance to rest, and hopefully he might be well enough to continue walking to Santiago along the central route. I don't think he'll necessarily have enough time to do the spiritual route, but it does mean that he's catching up with Robert, who we were also walking with. Robert's a day behind us, so Robert will be arriving in Pontevedra at 2 p.m. today. So Robert and Billy will at least meet up, and hopefully, God willing, Billy will be well enough to carry on walking tomorrow. So I'm just pushing on by myself at the moment, 6:45. There are other people I know who are on the spiritual route as well, so I'll catch up with them later on in the day. And nice pleasant morning, but it's overcast. First time it's been overcast since we started this walk. I suspect it'll probably clear up. It's meant to be another bright, sunny, warm day. And got a bit of climbing to do today as well on this route. It's about 22 kilometers, so shorter day than yesterday, or certainly shorter distance, but more climbing to do. So here we are. This is where the spiritual variant diverts from the central route. So that's the central route to Santiago, and here is the spiritual variant. So this is where I'm heading to tonight, tomorrow night, and then boat all the way here, and then just the final 25 kilometers to Santiago. And there we are, the variant spiritual. So I've seen quite a few people head off in that direction to the right. I've not seen anyone yet turn this way. So it looks like this is going to be the quieter route, which would be nice, because I've noticed the central route has just suddenly got very busy in the last couple of days. Look at this building here. That was once a very fine house, and now it's been abandoned. Ivy growing over it. This might be the so-called spiritual route, but unfortunately this church is locked, like so many of the other churches here in Spain. So this is Pollo Monastery, which I believe you can stay at. There's Jennifer and Marco. Somehow we missed the turning, so we've walked through an industrial estate, but we're back on the right path now. So this is Kambara. So we arrived at the spot where we're spending tonight. So I'm traveling with a couple of people on the route, and we thought we would spend the night here at the albergue, the municipal. We believe that you couldn't make reservations, but we've just been told that the place is full, and the problem is that there's nowhere else to stay. In fact, the next nearest place is miles and miles away. So I'm on my way to the albergue to see if indeed it is full, or if there are some beds there. If there aren't any beds there, then we're a little bit stuck. The alternative accommodation is also very expensive, so we'll see. Hopefully what we've been informed is wrong, but we'll find out. One of the challenges about the spiritual variant is that really there isn't much in the way of places to stop. So if you do find that there is no accommodation, then yeah, it's not good. So first time on the Camino that I face this possibility, but it's 1 p.m, so still plenty of time. I'm sure we'll find somewhere to crash for the night, but it's frustrating, and especially as we were told, or we were informed, that the albergue didn't take reservations, and then suddenly we discover it does take reservations. So that's annoying. We thought we were here in plenty of time. Albergue only opens at 1, so if they do take reservations, then it puts us in a difficult position. Oh well, we'll get it sorted. Okay, so not great news. They only have 1 bed left, and as there are 3 of us, that's not going to work out. So looking at other options, but not looking terribly promising at the moment. So little update. There is a saying on the Camino that the Camino will provide, and we sorted the bed situation. So there's only 1 bed in this albergue. So we went to the monastery, monastery, they only had double beds, so obviously 3 of us traveling separately, we couldn't share a bed together. But one of our companions has decided to stay in the monastery. It's cost them a bit more, but we actually met an American couple from Hawaii who were booked into the albergue, the municipal behind me, but have decided instead to stay in the monastery. So that meant that they had 2 beds here that they didn't require. So myself and Marco, who's from Italy originally but lives here in Spain, have managed to get 2 beds, 2 of the last beds here. So all sorted, all good. The Camino has provided, so that's fantastic. So yeah, all worked out well in the end. So walking through these beautiful woods, we've got all these buildings and constructions and irrigation channels, and I'm not entirely sure what they were for. I wonder if it was used for powering mills to grind corn or something like that. But it's a lovely spot. So this particular location was the site of an ancient sawmill. So all down this river and all down this valley, they've utilised the river to create sawmills and other industry. So I'm actually walking along the Camino path here, just down from where I'm staying for the night. So this is actually the route I'll be taking tomorrow, but it's probably one of the most beautiful paths on any stretch of the Camino that I've walked on. It's absolutely beautiful, gorgeous little river, and all these ancient mills all alongside the river. Really is really is a beautiful little spot. So I'm coming back down here tomorrow morning, but because I'll be leaving early, it'll be quite dark, so it's nice to see it in the daylight. Lovely little spot. Well, good morning everyone. It's day 10 on the Portuguese Camino, day 2 of the spiritual variant. So I'm making my way to Vilanova today. Left around 6:30 this morning. I'm glad I did the little walk through the forest yesterday and filmed some of that because it would have been too dark to do that this morning as I made my way down. But some good news as well. Just been in touch with Billy. He's feeling better and he's actually setting off again from where he's been staying the last few days. So he's hoping to do 20 kilometers today. So he'll be going up the Portuguese central route, but that still gets him into Santiago for Saturday, which was the original plan. So really pleased that he's feeling well enough to do that. But yeah, about 28 kilometers to do today. And then only 2 more days of the Camino left, or even theoretically I could push through to Santiago tomorrow, but I think probably I'll do it a little bit slower. Now, okay, just coming to a place in the woods and there's no clear indication which way the path goes. I'll take this one. So yes, day 10, things are going well. Had a good night's sleep, had an incredibly squeaky bed. So I was terrified, not terrified, but I was worried I was going to keep F1 awake each time I moved on the bed. But actually I think in the night it was okay. So yeah, starting the walk through these beautiful forests along a river really is a lovely way to start the day. And I think quite a significant section of this Camino is through the woods and along the river. So really pleasant stretch of the path. So here we have a good view of the mills that you find all along this little valley, where they utilise the water to grind corn, but also had sawmills along this valley as well. And I think they've reconstructed or restored some of these mills. So here you can see the channel that would have funneled the water down into the mill to drive the machinery. Simple, but really effective. Let's just have a little wander down the water channel. I don't think you can get into these buildings. So water funneled in different directions, and they've got multiple mills. Oh, look at that. I don't know if you can see that very clearly, but that is the means that they would have used to turn the machinery in the room above. And there's so many mills down this valley, it's extraordinary. So this would have been a hive of enterprise. Again, another one. Even more down here. That's one of the millstones. And of course, the advantage of water, when you've got it working, is its endless supply. And that's a toilet. You don't need to see that. So just to give you one useful Camino tip, always make sure that you carry some toilet paper with you in your bag, because you might find a toilet, but there's no guarantee there'll be paper in the toilet. So always be prepared. So you come across these constructions from time to time, and I think they were wash basins, wash stations. So you'd stand on the other side and wash your clothes and use the slanted rock to beat and clean your clothes. They're also quite a useful place to cool your feet if you need to. Just admiring this simple but effective irrigation system that they have here along the side of the path. An irrigation system that has been used for hundreds of years. Obviously not this one, modern concrete pipe, but clever system. So according to the arrows, I need to cross over here. Not sure how I'm going to do it without getting my feet wet. Let's have a look. So just stopped in this rather interesting looking cafe by the side of the path. First place I've come across that's open. But each day you have to stop and have something to eat and a drink. So cafe con leche and a tortilla.
Oh, I could have. I think two.
Sorries.
Sorry, yeah. And I think then it depends on the places. They will put more.
So people have left lots of stones here. Walking through vineyards, and here you can see them setting up the new structures for the vines to grow on. Working hard. So it looks to me like the people in front of me are a family with their two young children walking the Camino. So it shows that all ages and all abilities can do the Camino. So we've made it back to the sea, and the remainder of the walk today is along this estuary and along white sandy beaches. So not far now to Vilanova, which is where I spend the night, and then tomorrow 7 o'clock in the morning or thereabouts I'm going to be catching a boat up the river. So a form of transport I've not used before on a Camino, but that's one of the things that's special about this spiritual variant. It's been a lovely walk. It's about midday now, so maybe another hour possibly to go before I reach my destination. So welcome to Vilanova, which is where I'm spending the night. 28 kilometers done in just around five and a half hours. Set off at 6:30 this morning. It's now just coming up to 12:15. So yeah, pretty good going. So I'm now gonna see if I can find the municipal where I'm gonna hopefully be spending the night. And then, as I say, tomorrow I get a boat from here and we travel 19 kilometers up the river, and then from there it's only about 26 kilometers walk to Santiago. Mar de Santiago, so that's where I assume I get the boat tomorrow, in the centre of town, which is very convenient. Some impressive looking fish down there. So I've had a lovely relaxing afternoon in Vilanova. Had some food in a cafe, met up with a few fellow pilgrims, been to the beach, had a swim, been lying on the sand, enjoying the sunshine. So it's, yeah, nice day. Anyway, the plan for tomorrow has changed, so we're going to be getting the boat at 7 o'clock, and we're going to walk all the way through to Santiago tomorrow. So the plan was originally to arrive in Santiago on Saturday, but we're now going to get there tomorrow at some point. Temperature's about 34 degrees tomorrow, but they're forecasting rain on Saturday, so we thought we'd beat the rain. So this is Vilanova Harbour, and it's nice to see lots of fishing boats here. Clearly a very busy, active little harbour. The bay just across from where I am has a lot of, I think it's shellfish. So got all these boats, and a lot of these boats here I think are to do with the shellfish industry. So this is the municipal that I'm staying in tonight, and it's actually a sports centre. So yeah, interesting place to stay. I would say it is basic at the very best, but it's only one night, so I'm sure I'll survive. Good morning everyone, it's day 11 of the Portuguese Camino, and I'm just about to catch this boat behind me. It's going to take me about 19 kilometers up the river and then walking to Santiago. Had a crazy night last night. I was out, went for a meal, was watching a beautiful sunset. Got back to the albergue at 10:30 p.m. only to discover all the doors were locked, no way of getting in, no means of communicating with the albergue. Two people came along. I thought they were helping me. I thought they were Spanish locals. I thought they'd be really friendly. But there's just no way of getting in. So eventually I contacted another friend staying in a different hostel who told me that there was a sofa that I could sleep on in their hostels. So I went there. This other couple went with me. I thought they were just making sure I got there safely. And then when we got there, we realized that actually, or I realized that we were all locked out. So we ended up, the three of us, sharing a sofa in that albergue, but fortunately managed to get back into our albergue this morning at about just 5:45, I think, this morning. So it's been a crazy night, but relieved to be able to get here and onto the boat. Seven and a half kilometers to go. So here we are, coming into the center of Santiago. Walked 28 kilometers today in over 30 degrees of heat, but we've made it. And here we are, Santiago Cathedral.
Y es para allá.
Yeah, this is it. This is it. Did it. Still special coming here.
It's kind of shaped like this.
It's a video.
So
You can.
not sure what I'm ready.
So this is the day after entering Santiago. So would it be day 12? Day 13? I lose track of time. But as you can see, still lots of people arriving today. Attended the pilgrim mass in the cathedral and just having a little wander around Santiago. Waiting to get the pilgrim certificate in Santiago. One of the things you notice about Santiago, apart from all the crowds of pilgrims, is quite a number of people begging on the streets. So this is the market here in Santiago. Pig's trotters. Maybe not for me. So just getting some lunch from this market stall. Lots of really nice stuff here. So I probably filmed this sculpture last time I was here in Santiago. It's quite powerful. Figure carrying all these heavy weights up this slope. And I suspect this is how many people feel at times doing the Camino. Definitely difficult stretches. Everyone seems to have their own type of struggle at some point along the way. And there we have the city of Santiago on the opposite hillside.
Okay.
So this shadow is called the Secret Pilgrim. And I only found out about it today.
Yeah.